Good day, everyone. My name is Amber Dabney, and I'm a doctoral student here at the University of Arizona Global Campus. And this is my week 4 assignment for Org 8340, Exploring the Self, Increasing the Efficiency of Helping Others, taught by Dr. Michelle Rosser Majors. In this presentation, we will discuss mindfulness and how it can be utilized in the workplace. Mindfulness can be an effective tool for managing emotions, reducing burnout, and increasing focus. So, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness has several definitions. As we will note in the following definitions, they seemingly vary slightly but have consistent central themes and patterns among them. According to Shapiro and Carlson 2017, the English translation of the Pali word sati and sampajana translate to mean awareness, attentiveness, judgment, and memory. Meanwhile, scholar and monk Bhikkhu Bodhi defined mindfulness as remembering to pay attention to one's present experience with care and insight. Shapiro and Carlson, 2017. Finally, Weitzman 2025 recalls that mindfulness rises from a first-person phenomenologically that surpasses interpersonal and systematic domains. Mindfulness has been found to have a direct impact on various parts of the brain, which may contribute to some of the lasting effects that have been reported. With the use of functional magnetic resonance imaging, better known as fMRI, it was found that mindfulness led to increased activity in the prefrontal cortex, the anterior cingulate cortex, the amygdala, and the insula. Weizenbaum 2022. Additionally, the default mode network, otherwise known as the DMN, and specifically linked to mind wandering, showed reduction in activity. In fact, there was an uptick reported in connectivity among brain structures that regulate the DMN, thus reducing the amount of mind wandering experienced. Weizenbaum 2022. Integrating mindfulness into an organization may seem daunting. However, it can be accomplished through a few simple adjustments to the workplace. First, offering a range of trainings and classes can help overcome misconceptions surrounding mindfulness and foster a culture of personal development and growth. For example, a Howick et al. 2021 study found that the most frequent misconception was that mindfulness would hinder productivity. Through educating people on short mindfulness exercises, those fears were overcome. Additionally, establishing an agreed upon definition of mindfulness for organizational purposes can prevent any misunderstanding. Ill et al. 2022 found that varying definitions between employees and management can lead to unintended negative consequences, such as negative feelings, negative social reactions, resentment, and create an unwillingness to share their experience with others. Next, a pre-meeting group mindfulness practice can allow the team to refocus and engage leadership into the process. According to Nguyen and Kim 2024, through leading by example, leaders guide employees to work more cooperatively with each other and achieve the overall organizational goals. Leaders can lead a quick 2-minute mindfulness exercise, similar to what we will demonstrate later in the presentation. Not only does it set the tone for the meeting, but it also shows leadership participation. Mindfulness walks allow employees to get a small break from their workspace and get some fresh air. They found various mental and physical health benefits to partaking in mindfulness activities such as walking. Zhang et al., 2022. To further enable an organizational mindfulness practice, organizations can provide a meditation or mindfulness space. It could even be a small closet, an empty office, or even just a cozy corner. In this space, employees are engaging in mindfulness in whatever way they choose. The space should be quiet, peaceful, and open to everyone who chooses to participate. Lastly, gratitude journaling and just journaling in general allow people to explore cognitive, spiritual, and emotional areas beyond what is typically accessible. Crawford et al., 2021. A way to implement this into the workplace is by journaling 3 things you are grateful for. Leaders could share or simply engage in the practice. Finally, according to Galinakis and Tesori, 2022, job resources were the most prominent predictor of motivation and work engagement. By providing various resources, employers support the emotional and physical well-being of employees and reduce the likelihood of burnout. Now we are going to go ahead and discuss some of the trainings that can be offered. First, we have the Institute for Mindful Leadership. This provides retreats and workshops that are specifically designed to look at how meditation, reflection, and other contemplative practices affect the development of leadership excellence. Institute for Mindful Leadership, 2017. Next, we have Yoga Amigos that offer yoga classes specifically designed for the workplace. They are inclusive and presented in a non-competitive format. Yoga Amigos ND. The Write, Reflect, Grow team was established by a licensed psychologist and offered journaling workshops to cultivate growth, connection, and self-care. Write, Reflect, Grow, ND. Finally, we have Alchemy of Breath that provides classes on using breathing techniques to promote self-awareness, compassion, and love. Alchemy of Breath, 2025. So now we're going to do some demonstrations of the mindfulness practices that we earlier discussed. So first, we're going to do a quick 2-minute meditation that aims to regain focus and get tasks done. This will demonstrate how mindfulness can be infused into small pockets of time.
If it's comfortable for you, let's begin by taking a gentle deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And with that exhalation, adopting a comfortable posture of awareness, returning the breath to its natural rhythm, and allowing your attention to gently drop into this present moment. And without turning or looking around, just lightly bringing into your awareness all that's in your surrounding space. And with your next out-breath, allowing your focus to fall onto one specific object that's in your field of vision. And it's not an intense stare, so just maintaining it as a very soft focus. And this is a gentle practice, so if at any point the eyes become fatigued, allow yourself to gently close them for a moment or two, and then reopening them, nice and easy. Noticing as any thoughts come and go, and just returning the attention back to your object. And now letting the focus zoom back out again, being aware of your surroundings, perhaps blinking a few times, allowing this cultivated focus to follow you into your next activity.
So that was short and helpful. And now we're going to get a walkthrough on how to properly complete a mindfulness walk. It's not just simply walking in nature, although that has benefits. This video will walk us through how to properly and truly complete a mindful walk.
Now, Vidhaya, when we imagine the traditional way of meditation, we imagine a person sitting down, crossing their legs, and closing their eyes and meditating. But meditation is not always about sitting and meditating. Meditation can be done while sitting down, while standing, while lying on a bed, and also while walking. So today, from this video, we are going to find and we are going to learn how to do the walking meditation in the proper way. So to find out, come with me. Okay, now we have come to the monk's walking meditation track. Now, this is a specially designed track for the monks to practice the walking meditation. Usually, we make this track around 30 to 40 feet long track for us to easily go back and forth mindfully. Now, I know you may not be able to make such a place in your home to practice walking meditation, but don't worry, we have another option for all of you to practice the walking meditation. But this is the special place and this is the special track that we monks practice the walking meditation. Now, in Pali language, we call this track as Chankamana Patha. And in my language, in Sinhala language, we call it Sakmamanu. So this is where we practice the walking meditation. So basically, there are two ways of doing walking meditation. Now, the first way is to
Teenagers are building businesses with AI, while the only AI you know is ChatGPT. Let's be real. Most people
meditate while walking. That means you can do some kind of meditation, another meditation like loving kindness meditation or compassion meditation on the meditation track while walking. In this way, you don't pay much attention to the walking process. You don't much be aware of walking process. Your awareness is in the loving kindness meditation. So you can do this in this meditation track as well. But now here I need to demonstrate the second type of meditation, and that is to use the walking as the object of meditation. That means mindful walking, to walk to keep each and every step mindfully. So to do that, the first step is to approach the meditation track. Now, if you're doing the walking meditation at home, right? If you don't have a walking meditation track, then one thing that you can do is to determine a specific length for you to walk back and forth. So you say in your mind to yourself that I am walking from this point to that point mindfully. So you determine a specific length for that and do the walking meditation. So the first step is to approach the meditation track. So when you approach the meditation track, the first thing that you have to do is not to be panic or not to be hurry, right? Meditation is not meant for you to be hurry or panic. meditation is meant to be relaxed and you have to take time. Okay. One thing that most meditation teachers advise is to sit down for the meditation like that you have time forever. Okay. So do not be hurrying. First of all, approach the meditation track and just stand, right? Do not try to meditate or do not try to walk. One thing that you have to do is just to stand and feel the standing posture. Okay. So now you have to take some time to stay standing and feel and be mindful about it. Now, this first step helps you to be more mindful and to take your busy mind to this standing posture and to calm a little bit and to just to relax a little bit. So the first step is to do nothing but just stand, okay, and feel that you're standing. Know that you're standing. That is the first step. And then once you feel that you're comfortable with this standing, and once you feel that you're nice and relaxed and calm inside, and you're ready to do the walking meditation, now you can approach the second step. And the second step is to take the first step of the walking meditation. Okay. Now, to do this, first of all, you have to make an affirmation or make a wish to yourself that I'm going to walk from this point to that point mindfully. Okay. Make a wish to yourself and say to yourself that I'm going to walk from this point to that point mindfully, so that your mind is getting ready for the meditation to do it mindfully. So the second step is to take the first step to the meditation. So you can do it, either you can do it the left foot first or to the right foot first. So when you're doing this, okay, the whole point of walking meditation is to be more aware and be more mindful about the each and every step. Now, each and every step has 3 different phases, and they are the lifting phase and moving phase and touching phase. Let's say you lift your right foot, and you move your right foot and you touch the ground from your right foot. So lifting, moving, and touching the ground. Lifting, moving, touching the ground. These are the phases of each and every step. So what we have to do is, when we lift our foot in each and every phase, we have to be mindfully lifted. And when you move your feet, then you have to move your feet mindfully and go to the next phase. And when you keep your feet on the ground, you have to keep it mindfully on the ground. Okay? Know that you're lifting the foot, know that you're moving the foot, and know that you are grounding the foot, keeping or touching the ground from your foot. That is how to do it. So I will demonstrate how to do it with mindful way. And
don't miss what I'm about to give you. I'm going to give you what I call the cycle of success.
There's been so many mic drops.
And in the correct way. And now you keep practicing and keep walking mindfully from this end to the other end of the walking meditation track, or in the space that you choose to do the walking meditation. And now you come to the end of the walking meditation track. Now there's a special thing that you have to do, and that is to turn around and walk back. And when you do this, there's a way to turn around, and that is to turn around and keep your foot 90 degrees away from the left foot, and then raise the left foot mindfully and keep it parallel to the right foot, and then keep again the right foot 90 degrees away from the left foot and keep it parallel again. When you do this, you have to turn around one side. And now you're ready to walk back to the other end of the walking track mindfully. So this is how we do the walking meditation. So it has the walking phase and turning around and coming back. And then you have the walking phase and then turning around and coming back. So this is the way that we practice the walking meditation. Okay. Always remember, we have to be mindful about each and every step. Okay. Now, during the meditation, one problem that we face is we become distracted. We get distracted about the walking. Okay. And our mind starts to jump here and there. So one thing that we can do is to be kind to our mind, because the normal nature and the inherent nature of our mind is to be distracted, and it is easily will be distracted. So one thing that you have to do is to be kind to your mind and take this distracted mind to the meditation again, to the mindfulness again, and keep practicing it. So that is one way of dealing with the distractions or distracted mind. Okay, always be kind to your mind, and also think of yourself as a baby when you're meditating, because we all are babies according to the meditation. We all are beginners. Okay, so don't expect too many big results from yourself. Okay, just try to practice. If let's say you became mindful about just one step, okay, the only thing that you could do was in one session of meditation is only to be mindful about just one step. It's okay. Be kind to yourself. Thank yourself of being mindful to yourself. Okay. And then you will enjoy the meditation. So remember, in this meditation, we don't close our eyes. Okay. We don't close our eyes. We keep our eyes open. In the scriptures, it is mentioned that you have to look to the front at least 6 feet forward. Okay. Keep your eyes to the 6 feet forward focused, and then you can practice the walking meditation very easily without falling down. And also, we have to mention about the disclaimers. Do not walk too much slowly, because when you walk too much slowly, you might fall. Okay, because we are not used to this slow walking. Okay, because usually when we walk in a certain speed. We are not walking very slowly. So in here, it is okay to walk slowly. We should walk slowly, and also we should get used to walk slowly. But when you practice the mindful meditation, find a speed where you can be mindful about each and every movement of your step, of your foot, and then walk. But do not walk too much slowly, you might fall in. Okay, and also do not walk too much fast, so that it is very difficult to be mindful about each and every phase of the foot. Okay, so these are the things that you have to keep in your mind. So this is the way to do the walking meditation, and this is how we do the walking meditation. So add this walking meditation to your daily practice and develop the mindfulness. And the Buddha said, if you develop the concentration and the tranquilized mind and the focused mind while walking in this walking meditation, that concentration is very strong and it will last long. So practice this walking meditation and enjoy it. Namo Buddhaya.
Can you please just hear me out? No.
Okay, that was very helpful. So, self-awareness and self-transcendence both directly relate to mindfulness. Mindfulness challenges participants to become more self-aware and have more compassion for themselves and others. Latheran et al. 2021 found that self-compassion encourages perspective-taking and socially acceptable advocacy for the needs of those that the person is in a close relationship with. Furthermore, Subhani et al. 2025 defines self-transcendence as transcending a person's ego and self to connect with something beyond themselves, with an emphasis on communal and other humanitarian efforts. To achieve self-transcendence, one must first understand themselves. Some key benefits for individuals who achieve self-transcendence are better emotional management, decrease in self-judgment and the judgment of others, and decrease of internal reactivity. Subhani et al. 2025. There is currently a lack of diversity existing in mindfulness research. An Etchell et al. 2021 meta-analysis found that over a 16-year period, there was an overrepresentation of white participants compared to the general United States population. Additionally, there was an overrepresentation for English-speaking participants and approximately 1 to 2 more years of education for participants compared to the general American public. Despite limited research, mindfulness can be a tool used in not only recognizing one's own bias, but further appreciating diversity in all of its forms. Mindfulness and other types of self-reflective practices can be used to alter manifestations of racism through disrupting assumptions through self-awareness and self-reflection. Ransom et al. 2022. They are also proven to increase compassion through self-awareness, reflection, and self-transcendence beyond the normal levels. Miller and Verhagen, 2022. Compassion allows us to better understand and accept others for what and where they are in their journey. In conclusion, mindfulness is a tool that encourages self-awareness and personal growth. When utilizing it in an organizational setting, one can expect to see increased productivity, reduction in burnout, and an increase or stability in retention rates. Though additional research is needed to accurately reflect the American population, there is already existing research to support its long-term benefits. Now we'll take a quick look at the references used in this project. Thank you so much for your time, and that is the end of this presentation.